I was working for Sirius XM satellite radio. I mean, their whole thing was, hey, uncensored, this is great. No FCC, no federal guidelines on what you could say. So naively, I believed that that meant you could express yourself openly and honestly without any strings attached. Oh, silly. By the way, my problem didn't even happen on the air. It happened off the air during my own time. I was going through Times Square, taking some pictures. I have a nice Canon camera, nice long lens. It was 4 in the morning. Beautiful time to take pictures of a completely lit up Times Square with no one on the streets. It's kind of odd looking and beautiful. So I was doing that, and a woman was walking away and heard the shutter snapping and assumed I was taking pictures of her. I wasn't. She turns around, comes at me. It was a black woman, and she goes, hey, you white motherfucker, you taking pictures of me? I said, no. I heard you. She starts smacking me in the face. I'm like, what the fuck? She's just smacking me around. I'm trying to protect myself. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't hitting her. I was trying to block her punches. I was very angry at this, obviously. Being assaulted, it was assault. When I walked away from the situation and went right to Twitter and commented on what happened. I called her behavior savage, because it was. It was this instantaneous jump to violence. I said that. And I guess my biggest problem was that I decided to throw some social commentary about some of the problems the black community faces with violence. Now, this has been thrown all over the place by reverends, church leaders, community leaders, police, politicians. This isn't a secret. You go into some of the inner cities, there is a problem with violence. I'm not breaking any new ground here. So I tweeted that. I didn't use any racial epithets. I just stated what had happened and how angry I was. Now, these were words that I used on Twitter. I didn't use any violence. I didn't use any physical violence when I was there. Funny enough, I was legally carrying a gun at the time. And it wasn't even an issue. I never thought for a second I should shoot this person, because it was ridiculous. She was just smacking me around a little bit. I didn't feel my life was being threatened. This wasn't a big deal. People said, why didn't you call the cops? I'm like, I'm not going to call the cops and say some woman, probably a hooker, was beating me up in Times Square. It happened. I was pissed. I figured the best thing to do is express myself. The worst thing I could have done was express myself. Some people got wind of my tweets, started tweeting them around, Gawker being one of them, a few of the other usual suspects, and decided to send some emails to my boss over at Sirius. They saw it and saw some of the Gawker headlines, which were racist comments made by DJ, shock jock, whatever they wanted to call me. And they decided that they didn't like the tone of my tweets.
You see this story with Anthony Cumia. So he got in trouble for some tweets and then was fired for being a racist. That's what's on the surface. What really happened is the accountants, the money guys, are looking at the Excel spreadsheet and they go, whoa, whoa, who's this? That's a guy named Howard Stern. 90 million? No, we got to cut him. We can't cut him. He pays all our bills. All right, let me keep going here. And then they're starting to see numbers like 1 million and 500,000. They go, who are these guys? And they go, we'd love to get rid of them, but they have contracts. Then Anthony sends out those tweets where he goes, there's a big problem with violence in the black community, and this woman is a fucking disgusting savage who punched me in the face for taking a picture of her. All pretty reasonable as far as I'm concerned. Then they go, ooh, this is a great opportunity, right? I don't know how much Anthony made, but let's say it's $1 million. Let's fire him, right? We look like heroes because he was seen as a racist. So we'll use them, their shrill screaming to make us look heroic. Now we take this $1 million, I give half to you two co-hosts to keep you happy, and we just made $500,000 profit.